এই সমস্যা থেকে নিবারণের পথ কি? সেই নিবারণের পথ হিসেবে অবশ্যই বলা যেতে পারে যোগই একমাত্র মাধ্যম, যার সাহায্যে মানুষের হৃদয় পুনরায় প্রশান্ত চিত্ত হতে পারে। আমি প্রেসিডেন্সি বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের বিশিষ্ট অধ্যাপক দর্শন বিভাগের মাননীয় মিস্টার বিদ্যুৎ মণ্ডল মহাশয়কে অনুরোধ করব, বর্তমানে সংকটময় পরিস্থিতিতে যোগ কিভাবে আমাদের মানসিক প্রশান্তির পথকে প্রশস্ত করে সেই বিষয়ে তথা আমাদের জ্ঞান পিপাসা নিবারণের জন্য এই বিষয়ে কিছু বলার জন্য ওনাকে বিশেষভাবে অনুরোধ করছি।
ধন্যবাদ অমিত বাবু। প্রথমে আমি সকলকে শুভ সন্ধ্যা জানাই। অতঃপর বিশেষ করে আমি আমার ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন করতে চাই উক্ত কলেজের প্রিন্সিপাল মহাশয়কে, অতঃপর বিভাগীয় প্রধান ডক্টর রাজীব সিনহা মহাশয়কেও আমার আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ, এবং অন্যান্য অর্গানাইজার বা অর্গানাইজিং কমিটি মেম্বার্সদের ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে আমি আজকের বক্তব্য শুরু করছি। আমি ভেবেছিলাম কমপ্লিটলি ইংলিশে বলবো, বাট স্টার্টিংটা যেহেতু বাংলাতে হলো, কাজেই বাংলা ইংরেজি মিশিয়ে বলার চেষ্টা করব। So once again I thank you all and hope the upcoming lecture will provide you something. It's quite true that the recent crisis, that is COVID-19, which has a great effect on human mind, and not only especially not only in its physical part, it has also mental part. It affects both physical and mental aspect of human mind, and it due to this due to this crisis, many of us are being depressed. Many of us are being destroyed in this way. And not only that, if you see the past few months, you will see definitely some great idle persons, they were died on by doing so, by doing either by depression or many things like that. Whatever, let's see. The well-known name COVID-19 takes a lot of things from the world, and made the world as death ground. The whole earth was disorganized in this way by this COVID-19, or the crisis, the so-called crisis. Whatever, we all know that it has just been passing almost 9 to 10 months. It has just been passing 9 to 10 months staying at home. Though lockdown is not running in that sense, yet schools, colleges, universities are almost closed. I think from December, some of the universities or colleges, they have opened their administrative buildings, and some of the staffs are going, I think. So see, this is actually I think this is century's turn. It was I think I should discuss a few things about the recent crisis. Actually, we all know, still it's my duty to just hold some information to you, to let you know. It was the COVID-19 or so-called coronavirus. Actually, it was first occurred in a certain place. I think that was in China, or so-called that place was in China. Okay, it initially went quite slowly, and we get two or three discrete locations around the place where it was first located, and then the disease was spread from country to country. It spreads so fast that the whole world was astonished, and within a month or the like, it covers uh, each city, each country of the world. So, uh, what should we do? And still, though we are at the last moment in the sense that, if you see it, this kind of discussions have already happened, and have discussed by so many thinkers, so many scholars. And here, I just want to say that it's been quite natural, in the sense that we have already passed those difficult situations, those very difficult situations, and almost it is open now since December. So it's that, the only thing what we did in that time, we did actually, all the experts, scientists, and the thinkers, and governments, they were prescribed the common people to isolate themselves, to keep them separately, so that uh, the virus can, so that the virus can, you know uh, destroy in the sense that, so that it can't spread in that sense. Okay, whatever. Now, in this present situation, look at the world. Almost 72.8 million cases are there. Okay, 72.8 million cases, and of which 47.6 million people have already recovered, and it is a plus sign. It is good for us. And 1.62 million people have died. We have lost this 1.62 million people. And in India, the number looks like almost 9.88, almost 9.88 million, and the recovery rate is also 9.3 million. So within 9.88 million, it is, it is, I think, a good sign for India, and definitely India has already recovered that part. And uh, it is also a bad thing to us that we have lost almost 1.5 lakh countrymen. Okay, so isn't it, it's isn't it an enough number? Yes, it is indeed, and day by day it is increasing rapidly. Though from this month, from December, it tries to maintain the, cases, maintain the number of the cases. Okay, and it is also true that the force and vivacity of the COVID-19 has lost its strength. And the other hand, staying home, by staying home, or staying, where people stay, people have gained something. People have gained some powers, not in that sense power. Actually, they have gained something which might be the cause of defending coronaviruses. And that's why see, day by day we are seeing that the recovery rate is increasing highly, and that's why it reaches 9.39 million people of India. Okay, however, this is all about the present scenario of the pandemic, but it says more than what might not even think of. Okay, now let's see. We have seen that all the scholars, all the eminent, distinguished professors, distinguished experts, they have informed people to do exercise a lot, so that so that they could gain or accurate something in their within them, so that they can defend the virus. Okay, whatever it is now, Now the only thing we have already discussed that by that time the only thing we did and the people also did, they isolated themselves and they stayed home, right? And that indicates a positive sign. Okay, so now along with this isolation, it is also it is also true that if we stay like that, if we stay home, okay, if we stay home individually in the sense that without keeping relation with other people, friends, etc. Okay, then it might it might be case of some mental discretion, mental mental separation, or mental dissatisfaction. Okay, why? Because to some extent it is discovered, and it is also proved that when people get connected with the people, they can share their views, their thoughts, their imaginations, everything what they could think, what they are thinking of. Okay, but by doing so, by keeping themselves in a particular room or in a particular place, they got disconnected of that particular task. That means to some extent they are being depressed. And it is also true, we found so many cases during this lockdown period, during this period, March, April to November, or end of the November. So many cases were found where actually they need counseling, they need some psychiatrist. Okay, so the thing is that mainly the advantage, the only way what we did during this pandemic, during this crisis, we isolated ourselves. And it is a passive sorry, it is a positive sign, as well as it also it also it creates some it creates a new disease, it generates a new disease. Okay, though that disease is to some extent different from what we usually see. Actually, this separation, this isolation uh, makes people alone, feeling they are, though they are not alone in that sense, but they are thinking that being or staying at home separately, they are thinking that we are alone, we are here, I don't know what should I do, what should we do, or what should we have, etc, etc. And thus depression caused, or this causes depression, frustration, this causes mental dysfunction. Okay, so the only thing along with isolation, the only thing what we need, and I think in this period, even in this month December, we need to do exercise a lot. We need to do exercise a lot, so that we could prevent we could prepare ourselves, we could know ourselves, we could know our own self more precisely to say. So now this doing exercise or doing yoga is actually there, it was there in Indian philosophical thought. It was there in Vedan Upanishad. Okay, and in that, even in ancient time, priests, the sages, they did this, they exercised this in their life, and they realized the importance, they realized the positive aspect of doing exercise, doing yoga. Okay, now let's as the title what I gave here to discuss yoga as a solution to the recent crisis. So I think I should say a few about the yoga. Okay, yoga in the sense yoga system. Okay, This actually, the sage Patanjali is the godfather of the system, yoga system, okay, which is one of the orthodox Indian philosophical schools, okay, under whose thought the whole, under the thought of Patanjali, the whole yoga system is grounded, okay. Here Yoga Sutra or Patanjali Sutra is the primary thesis, primary work, okay. uh, and on it, on Yoga Sutra, on Patanjali Sutra, Vyasa or Vyas, okay, worked on, and he wrote a commentary. His commentary is also known as Yoga Bhashya or Vyasa Bhashya. Okay, and then Vachaspati, Bhojraj, Vignana Bhikshu, they worked on, they wrote commentaries, tikas, etc., etc. However, the whole Patanjali system is organized into 4 different paths. Okay, actually, without wasting time, I go on to the discussion how yoga system is developed and what are actually there, and I will definitely try to give an outline, how which part is necessary for human, for common people, okay. For, and definitely, if we do that, if we try to maintain those part, which are described or which are prescribed in yoga system, then definitely we will get benefited, okay. So let's see first how actually the school is discussed, the whole yoga, the nature of yoga, etc., etc. To discuss this, the whole Patanjali system, Patanjali Sutra is divided into 4 padas, or sometimes we say parts. Okay, 4 parts. One is Samadhi pad, Sadhana pad, Vibhuti pad, Samadhi pad, Sadhan pad, Vibhuti pad, and Kaivalya pad. Okay. Uh, of these 4, the first one, that is Samadhi pad, actually deals with the nature, purpose, and the kinds of yoga, and it also gives a brief, brief discussion of attaining yoga. Okay, attaining yoga. And the second pada, that is the Sadhan pad, speaks about means or sadhon. The very name sadhon, it actually says the actually talks about means or sadhon of attaining samadhi. Okay. Apart from that, it also deals with karma follow, dukkho, the causes of dukkho, and the nature of dukkho, and how we could get rid of this dukkho or sufferings. So the cessation of sufferings is also discussed in this part. Okay, and along with an inward aspect of yoga, uh, and the supernatural powers which can be acquired by practicing yoga is discussed in the third path, that is vibhuti path. Okay. Lastly, the fourth pada, that is Kaivalya pada, gives an account of the essence and forms of salvation or mukti. So, more precisely, Kaivalya, because Kaivalya means mukti or salvation or liberation or nishesha or whatever. Okay. Now, question remains. Now we are going to very common sense discussion, where question remains like, what is the value of yoga in human life, and what actually is the philosophy here? We have clear evidence of the recognition of yoga practices even in the Upanishad, Veda, etc., and even in Smriti and Puranas. So long to the chitta of us is full of defaults and scattered. That means, so long as the chitta of us is full of defaults and scattered, we cannot properly understand us, our own self. That means, আমরা যতক্ষণ না পর্যন্ত আমরা আমাদের মনটাকে বিভিন্ন দিকে ক্ষিপ্ত বিক্ষিপ্ত মূল এই বিক্ষিপ্ত অবস্থা থেকে সরিয়ে এনে একটা পার্টিকুলার জায়গায় কনসেন্ট্রেট করতে পারছি, ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত আমরা নিজেদেরকে জানতে পারছি না। তার মানে বিষয়টা হলো, এই কথাগুলো বলার একটাই কারণ যে আমরা আগেই বলেছি যে এই করোনা ক্রাইসিসে এই সাম্প্রতিক যে মহামারী, এই সময় সবাইকে বলা হচ্ছে নিজেদেরকে আইসোলেট করে রাখো, ঘরে বদ্ধ হয়ে থেকো। তো ঘরে বদ্ধ থাকতে থাকতে মানুষদের মধ্যে এমন একটা ভাবনা চলে আসছে যে নিজেদের মানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি বিষয়টা হলো যে নিজেদেরকে ভীষণ মানে একা লাগছে। যতই সোশ্যাল নেটওয়ার্ক, যতই হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ, ফেসবুক ইত্যাদি থাকুক না কেন, মানুষ কিন্তু এইসব মেকানিজম মানে খুব কম মানুষই এই মেকানিজম নিয়ে স্যাটিসফাইড। মানুষ আহ, মানে মিশতে পছন্দ করে, মানুষের সাথে কথা বলতে পছন্দ করে। কাজেই এই সিচুয়েশনে প্রত্যেকে ঘরের মধ্যে থাকার পরে একটা মানুষের মধ্যে একটা মানসিক স্তর পড়ে যায়, যে স্তরের কারণে তারা বুঝতে পারে না বা তারা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ব্যর্থ হয় যে তারা কোন অবস্থাতে আছে। মানে বিষয়টি হলো এইরকম যে মনের মধ্যে যে বিষয়গুলো ঘটছে তারা হুট করে ধরতে পারে না। মানে তারা সারাদিন বদ্ধ অবস্থায় থেকে যে চিন্তাগুলো এমন ভাবে বিক্ষিপ্ত ভাবে ছুটে বেড়াচ্ছে বদ্ধ অবস্থায় থাকার পরে, যে কারণে তারা বুঝতে পারছে না যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার মনের স্ট্যাটাসটা কি। তো যোগ বা যোগও সেই জায়গাটা মানুষকে বুঝিয়ে দেবে, রিয়ালাইজ করিয়ে দেবে। যে আমরা দেখেছি যে মানুষ কাউন্সিলিং করাচ্ছে, সাইকিয়াট্রিস্ট দেখাচ্ছে এই প্যান্ডেমিকের সময়। তো এইগুলো পাশাপাশি যদি আমরা প্রত্যেকদিন যোগা করি, তাহলে আমরা যোগার মাধ্যমে অনেক কিছু পাবো, বেনিফিটেড হব। এবং সেখানে আমরা আমাদের সর্বপ্রথম যেটা আমরা জানতে পারবো আমাদের মনের অবস্থা। এবং আমরা যদি আমাদের মনের অবস্থাগুলো বুঝতে পারি যে মন কখন কোন অবস্থায় থাকছে বা কোন টেম্পারমেন্টে থাকছে, তাহলে হয়তো সেই অর্থে যে ফ্রাস্ট্রেশন, ডিপ্রেশন ইত্যাদি বিষয়গুলো মনের মধ্যে থেকে চলে যাবে। এবং আমরা আমাদের যে ইদানিং যে মানসিক রোগী বা যেটাকে রোগীটাকে বাদ দিলেও যে মানসিক যে সমস্যাগুলো হচ্ছে প্রায় অধিকাংশ মানুষেরই, সেই সমস্যা থেকে তারা বেরিয়ে আসতে পারবে। তো যাই হোক, এখন let's see how yoga system deals with to get rid of this. Actually, how yoga system describes this yoga, the nature of yoga, and to get rid of the of this different scattering states of chitta. Okay, scattering states of chitta in the sense that here in yoga, in yoga philosophy, they say that here jivo or self is actually free from divide of this kind of things. Okay, and self and chitto or mind or monos actually different. Okay, and they say that there are two kinds of body. One is subtle body and the gross body. Okay, gross means thula body and subtle body means shukha body. And actually here the distinction is actually is made on the elements which are the constituent part of the these bodies. Okay, here in case of the uh, chitto or monos, actually in case of the gross body, there are these monos, there are these indriyos. Okay, which which appears to us as self. That means the modifications of this chitto, the changing or the changes of this chitto or moner ei poribortonta, it seems to us, it looks to us that changes of us, that means আমাদের নিজেদের, আমাদের own self পরিবর্তন, and that is our ignorance, and that is actually happening now. When we realize this, when we realize that actually these appearances, these changes are actually the changes of the chitta or mono mind. Okay, these are not the changes of the self, then we will try to make ourselves in a blissful, in a in a certain state where there will be no contradiction, where there will be no hesitation, where there will be no this kipto stage, no this where there will be no scattering states of minds. Okay, so this is the only thing we should do during this pandemic or during this situation. But let's see how we could do that, how yoga system develops or defines to reach or to attain that state. They say that there are actually there are several kinds of or five, mainly five heads of the modifications of chitta. That means actually there are actually পাঁচ প্রকার বৃত্তির কথা বলা হয়, মানে ফাইভ মডিফিকেশনস অফ চিত্ত, পাঁচ প্রকার বৃত্তি যেগুলো মেক্স আস ফিল, মানে যেগুলো appears to us that those are the modification of self. Actually those are actually those are not the modification, those are not neither the qualities nor the modifications or changes of self. Okay, what are they? They are actually five heads. They are pramanu, বিপর্যয়, বিকল্প, nidra, and sriti. Okay, here pramano, according to yoga there are three kinds of pramano. And I think it is just information. I need not to say, I need not to speak of about this five chitta vritti or modification of changes. But what we need here is that we could easily be able to control the control means in a balance this modification. Then definitely the time while we will be doing or we will be balancing on them, that time we will be also realizing the fact that actually these are actually not the neither the properties or not the changes or not any modifications of self. So self is something which is free from this kind of modifications, and it has and we sometimes feel that, oh, this pain is the pain of the self. Oh, that's why we say that, oh, I'm feeling pain, also I am in a deep pain. Actually when we feel that I am in a deep pain or খুব গভীর যন্ত্রণা হচ্ছে, মনের কষ্ট হচ্ছে, that time actually that pain, that sorrow or whatever or whatsoever, that is something which is not of or which does not belong on the self, which does not belong on you or me. Okay, you, me in the sense spirit or self. Okay, that is actually the different modifications, different states of chitta or mind. So we need to stop this. We need to first we have to understand the modifications, and then we have to balance them. Okay, and apart from that, there is actually another notion which is discussed in yoga philosophy, that is chitta bhumi. Okay, that is the states, that is the states of different states of chitta. In the first case, that was modifications of chitta or chitta vritti. Now here these are the different states. I mean, during this pandemic, this one or two of these five occurs or working on a human being, on a human mind. Okay, let's see what are they. We all know that there are five, the bhumis or chitta bhumi. Those are actually ক্ষিপ্ত, বিক্ষিপ্ত, মূঢ়, একাগ্র and niruddha. Okay, ক্ষিপ্ত, বিক্ষিপ্ত, মূঢ়, একাগ্র and niruddha. Okay, of these five, if you see this, if you see the first and second, you will also realize that the common people, when we are in a hurry, when we think so many things, or we try to analyze something, we try to analyze in the sense we try to consider something, consider a particular realm of thought with the help of its surrounding thoughts. That is actually in a state which is this kipto state. Okay, or this bikhypto, either kipto or bikhypto state. So the thing is that this kipto state actually is something where where the both ক্ষিপ্ত and বিক্ষিপ্ত stage, there are actually there are actually the qualities, or which are also called as the guno, okay, which are there in chitta. Okay, that means it is believed that, or it is considered that chitta is actually constituted of three different qualities. Okay, the qualities are guno. Okay, what are they? Sattva, raja, and tamo. Okay, so actually this theory is also allied to the Sankhya system. So I think I should not, and I need not to speak in details. Okay, just presupposing this, I'm concentrating, I'm trying to concentrate on the issue that since chitta has these three qualities, so and each quality has different characters. They are different, in nature, different in the sense that sattva is something which manifests itself, and rajo actually is a scattering form, and tomo is covered form. Covered in the sense that it actually due to the priority, or due to the effect of these qualities, chitta works differently. Okay, chitta or mind works differently. So since the discrimination or the disbalance of these qualities, chitta has all as has been discussed by yoga system, discussed in yoga system, that if there are five kind of states, or five certain states, okay, which are, first one is khipto, the second one is um, bikhipto, or sorry, the serial should be khipto muro. Okay, serial should be in this way: khipto, muro, and then bikhipto, then akagro, and then nirutto. Okay, so the thing is that in this state, in the first state, that is khipto. Okay, in the khipto stage, in this stage, our mind is actually having two different qualities. One is rajo, and the second is tomo. Okay, raja and tomo. And since it has these two qualities, so continuously raja is trying to subdue tomo, and at the same way tomo is trying to subdue raja. Okay, so when this kind of confliction or conflict is occurring in chitto, it gets it gets certain state. Okay, that is khipto. Okay, and in this state, we have no idea, deep idea about the object where we are focusing. Okay, and it is also true that in this state, it is merely impossible to, not only merely, it is impossible to, it is almost impossible to concentrate on a particular object, or particular object of knowledge, or whatever, particular object. Why? Because there is the this confliction, there is this conflict. Raj is trying to subdue tomo, and tomo is also trying to subdue. Okay, so that means two are there, and two are trying to make themselves as the only one. Okay, and that's why we are unable to concentrate on a particular object in this state. Okay, and then and still the main, during this, now I'm going to discuss this crisis. I'll definitely go back to the discussion. Okay, so during this crisis, what actually was occurring in our mind, that so many actually, sometimes we are sleeping, sometimes we are being in a certain stage where we are thinking, or thinking almost thinking a deep, or either thinking about either our present actions, or past actions, or the upcoming actions, whatever. So so many kinds of thought, so many thoughts are coming out during this certain situation, that we are unable to concentrate on a particular cases. And that's why we think we are, and that's why not only we think, that's why we are we go into certain states, either depression or frustration, in this way frustration and depression actually happens. Okay, now the second stage, that is muro. Okay, it is also not good for yoga. Okay, man, and the first one, kipto, is also not good for yoga, and that's why I just said that it is unable to concentrate on a particular situation during this this conflict. Okay, in chitta, in mind. So second, that is muro. In this situation, in this state, uh, in this state, when a chitta has the primacy, a supremacy of the quality tomo. Okay, that means when chitta has chitta is completely guided by tomo guno, a tomo quality. Okay, that time, that is called as muro state. Okay, in that state, we have in that state we are in ignorance. We do unjustified in the sense we do wrong actions, we do without thinking of that particular what we are doing or what we should do. Okay, that means due to the effect of that tomo quality, we do this. Okay, and the third state of mind, that is pikipto, it is also not good for yoga, good for, in the sense that in this state, though we can concentrate for a while, but still it again will be disconnected. Concentration will be disconnected, because there's also the in this state, there also the confliction, there also the conflict of the different qualities in chitta or yoga. Okay, so these three, Kipto, Muro, Pikipto, these three, these three states are not good for yoga. So, and the persons who have depression, frustration, whatever, so-called this kind of mental dysfunction, they are actually, it means that either they have this kind of states, when they have this kind of states, and that's why they they are suffering from depression. And why? Because these kind of during this particular time, I just said that so many, suppose I myself once, I myself realized that when I was a few months before, I isolated myself. So many thoughts were coming out in my head that I couldn't continue, or I couldn't concentrate on a particular realm of thought, and it was almost impossible for me. Then I realized that I realized that, see, I know that these kind of states, these kind of thoughts are coming out. So if I myself know, realize, then I should try to make a balance on them. And definitely, and yoga, by doing yoga or exercise, I was quite I was successful in that sense. Okay, successful in the sense, my this kind of states, uh, these kind of states were gone due to this doing exercise. So I myself realized this, that when we have the conflict in our mind, conflict in our chitta, that means when so many or several thoughts are there in my mind, and we are uh, unable to do a particular thought, that that time, we do yoga, and we do concentrate on ourselves, and then we have to find out, in this way, that which actions are actually actions, in the sense, what should I do now. There are so many things I could do, there are so many things I could choice. Here are so many actions I could choice, but that particular situation, for that particular time, I have to think, and definitely I should think that what I should do now for particular time. Okay, then definitely by calculating this, by thinking this, we have to do our actions. Okay, what I where I was that the three states of Chitto or mind, that is Kipto, Mudo, and Bikipto, these are actually not good for yoga. That means when if we try to do yoga, and if we practice yoga, then at first we have to control, we have to remove this kind of states from our mind. That means we have to control this chitta bhumi, this at least kipto, mudo, and vikipto states. Okay, then the fourth state was akagro. Okay, and the fifth was niruddha. Akagro means it's quite like it's quite like concentrating in a particular object, or concentrate for a long time on a particular object. It's like suppose in this state, suppose I have overcome the past, or the before said three states. Okay, and then I I could able to stand myself on a certain realm of thought, and then I realized that yes, there are certain actions A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and now I should do A, and now suppose the E and D and E are available here. So in that particular time, I have to think, I have to concentrate on either D or E, and I have to analyze whether D action should be justified, or whether doing E action should be justified. Okay, so so the thing is that acagro state, this acagro state is good for yoga. Okay, and not only that, by staying home, by isolating ourselves, or separating ourselves in that sense, we are actually being we are being in this way unable to first of all realize our own status, and then unable to make any decision. Okay, the problem was the main problem which was occurring then, the problem of decision making. Okay, we were unable to actually, so many results will be coming out if I do A or B or etc etc, and that's why uh, I'm completely, or we are completely ignored, or we are completely uh, astonished that what should I do, or what kind of action should be proper. Okay, so here, in this way, if we do yoga, okay, but every day, then every at first we have to overcome the first three states, and then when we will reach the fourth stage, that is akagro state, then we will definitely, then after reaching the fourth stage in akagro state, uh, we are we will be realizing, we will be gradually realizing what we actually are. That means what actually the self is, what actually the essence, or the what should I say, the actual form, actual the actually, as simply what actually the self is, or what how it works, or whether it is free from any defects, or whether it is guided by any natural impulses, etc etc. Okay, so the only thing what we have to do is to reach this fourth stage, and if we reach the fourth stage, then we will also able to reach the fifth stage, that is nirdosa. For common people, we don't need this. Just we have what we have to do during this crisis, during this pandemic, that we have to concentrate, we have to reach, we have to make our mind, make our chitto in that particular stage. Okay, we have to make uh, our mind we have to make our mind in that state, so that we could be able to concentrate on a particular object, even if we have so many situations, even if we have so many outcomes, okay, or results, whatever. So by considering this kind of things, it is also, we should know that there are, you know uh, 8 yogango, okay, there are 8 paths, there are 8 ways which are defined in yoga, as as the uh, path or way, as the way, or what should I say, that to attain yoga, uh, there are 8 paths, there are 8 ways are described, okay. They are, first yam, second niyam, ashan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, or samadhi, okay. Actually these 8, these 8 paths, 8 ways are for the salvation, for the liberation, or koivalya, okay. Okay, now even if we keep aside the koibalya part, that because it might seem that uh, something gajakhuri, that a few of us could, get liberated, or could want to achieve the mukti liberation state, okay. uh, and that's why, even if we think it from our very common perspective, very common sense, that what we need to we need to get rid of this, you know mental pressures. We need to get rid of this, several kind of thoughts. We need to get rid of this, conflict of thoughts, okay, or conflict of the different states, different stages or states of mind or chitta, okay. So the thing what we should do, we have to, maintain, we have to maintain some, what should I say, that you know time schedule, in the sense that we have to make a routine, so that that routine includes uh, exercise per day, exercise every day, okay. Mm, why? Because, the, as we have seen that eight ways are there, but even if we follow 4 to 5 of them, that yam, niyam, ashan, pranayam, uh, and pratyahar, then perhaps we could be able to control ourselves. We could be able to, balance our own mind, balance the different states of our own mind. Why? Because you all know that, just I'm holding a few lines from the 5, that what actually they are. Yum means here, some, you know yum means some controlling yourself, controlling ourselves from some unusual actions, from some unusual actions, like, ahimsa, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigrama. Actually, the thing is that yam means uh, control yourself, control yourself by doing some uh, wrong impulses, okay. And secondly, niyam means here, to think, you have to think good, you have to think positive every day, you have to you have to cultivate some positive sign, positive symbol, positive qualities for yourself, okay. Now, yes, definitely, it is also true that, if even if staying at home, if we try to think, if we try to prepare ourselves, that yeah, there are so many things good for us, and we could think about those positive signs, those positive qualities, and definitely there will be no contradiction, there will be no confliction of our minds, there will be even no depression, chance of depression and frustration, okay. And then ashan, definitely ashan, there are actually, ashan means doing exercise, there are so many asanas are described in yoga system. And the recent yogi, which is so-called yogi Ramdev Babaji, he has already been given more than 100 types of yoga, okay. So the thing is that so the thing is that here, you know, even if we forget all those things, even if we keep aside all those things, then just if we do exercise every day, if we do certain a few exercise, okay, then perhaps our, first of all, our gross body, could control, our gross body could get, lived, okay. And that's why it will entail, it will help to it will help to nourish our mind. And that's why there's a say that a sound mind requires a sound body. And to for sound mind, for healthy mind, what we need, we need a sound body. And for sound body, a good body, what we need to exercise ourselves, we need to do exercise, okay. So the thing is that here, I will not take more time, because so many things have been described, so many things have been defined. But here, what I want to share that if we do exercise every day, then we will definitely get benefited from that. It gives so many things. It gives so many results are there. So let's discuss about those, what are they actually. A few of them I'm going to tell you that these are actually benefits of yoga, okay. I will not take more time, so just give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes to continue to cover this. Actually, the main line of thought, which is for which the whole arrangement is being done here, is that we all know that doing exercise gives us lot of things, gives us so many things. It nourishes us, and it makes us a perfect, as well as it gives a perfect body, and as well as perfect mind. Because due to the generation and creation of perfect body and good body, a good mind will be automatically generated, or will be automatically in this way organized, okay. So let's discuss what actually are the benefits of yoga. Okay, it actually, if we do exercise every day, it increased our flexibility. It increases the bodily the flexibility of our body. Okay, and it also increases muscle strength. Okay, it also increases muscle strength. We could do so many works. Our muscles, by doing so, our muscles will be strong. Okay, and it improve respiration. Yeah, this is one of the most important thing. It improves respiration, energy, and vitality, which is needed, which is urgently needed here for for the good uh, health of our mind. Okay, and as well as it maintains it maintains a balance between mind and body, the confliction of mind and body. And there are some problems like cardiac problem, circulatory problem, and these kind of problems will be gone by doing exercise. It is scientifically proved that. And uh, as well as it increases immunity. Okay, it increases immunity. And that's why you must be seen that during this the lockdown, seminars, speeches, so many lectures were organized just to reveal the necessity or importance of doing exercise. Because one point was there that it increases immunity. Okay, and which is needed, because if we have a good immunity system, then it will defend coronavirus, and coronavirus will be defeated in this way. Okay, so it can also, if we do exercise it, and then it can also decrease our stress, mental stress. Okay, it gives a sound sleep. it relieves anxiety. And many people of us, do yoga as a way to cope with the feeling of depression, definitely. And I said that actually mental dysfunction, due to this mental dysfunction, depression, frustration, this kind of things were happening in that time. Okay. During March to November, end of the November, whatever, I think still some of us have this point, might have these problems, might have this mental dysfunction. So this kind of problem, this kind of dysfunction, this kind of things can be solved, can be resolved by doing exercise. Okay. So thank you all. uh, by saying so, I end here. Hello. Hello. Hello.
হ্যালো,
So
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
hello.
শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমার কথা?